And my first guest tonight on the news today is Venkaiah Naidu, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister. I've spoken to him a short while ago. I began by asking him the big question, sir, as a Parliamentary Affairs Minister, do you believe you've done the right thing, suspending the members of the Congress, 25 MPs being suspended, unprecedented move, sir, by the Speaker?
The Speaker has called a meeting of all parties and requested all to cooperate in proper conduction of the House. She said you can discuss whatever issues you want, but allow the Parliament to function, no placards and no going to the well. She made repeated pleas, and at the end of the day, as they were not heeding her advice and they were obstructing others also from speaking and then showing placards, the Speaker has taken this action. I don't want to make any comment on Speaker's action because it is a domain of the Speaker, and nobody will be happy to suspend any members, including Speaker. She said it also.
Sir,
but Speaker has to see that the House is conducted as per the aspiration of the people and as per the rules of the House.
The fact though is, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, the Congress is now calling it, or Congress President Sonia Gandhi is calling it a black day for democracy. Other congressmen are saying the Speaker has been partisan. They say that when you were in the opposition, y'all would also boycott, y'all would also rush into the well of the House, disrupt Parliament. Why only now is there suspension?
What is Black Day? When democracy was murdered, when people were put behind bars, including Jay Prakash Narayan, Morarji Desai, to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, to Advani, to all of us. And then when censorship was imposed on the press, when opposition was put behind bars and Parliament was convened and constitutional amendments were made, they should not forget what has happened earlier. And as far as we are concerned, we are very clear that we want the Parliament to function, we want the opposition to take part in the House, they should have the liberty to raise the issues they want to raise. The government have called an all-party meeting, myself, earlier, even today also. We made very clear we are willing to discuss each and every issue, and our ministers are ready to respond. Today I went one step further and said, the Prime Minister, during the course of discussion, if it needed, the Prime Minister will intervene. What else you need? In a democracy, either you talk out or walk out, and sometimes you highlight and show your protest. But at the same time, if somebody is determined, like the Congress party, before the commencement of the session, has openly declared that the session is going to be a washout. That means they are with a predetermined mind.
You know, Mr. Naidu, the Congress on the other hand is saying you have nothing to offer, that you are saying about, you're talking about all party meetings. The Congress says that you have not offered any concrete proposal. Ghulam Nabi Azad claims he even wrote to you, but no concrete proposal came from the government to break this logjam.
These all party meetings were never held on conditions. I have spoke to Ghulam Nabi Azad in the morning today after receiving his letter and told him government is willing to discuss every issue. In addition to this, I said ministers will intervene. If you are not satisfied with the minister and if there is a need, the Prime Minister also will intervene. This is what I have said. And they were insisting, no, first resignation, then on a discussion. It never happened. Even earlier, and they are quoting instances where the BJP, according to them, has obstructed the proceedings and all. There was a debate, there was a discussion, there was a FIR registered against ministers, and then were findings of the CAG and other institutions. Then only we asked for action. Here there is nothing against Sushma Swaraj, nothing against Vasundhara Raje. None of my ministers have done anything illegal or immoral. And Sushma Swaraj is one of the best performing ministers. And without any reason, without any rationale, you have been running a campaign against her, which is totally unfair. That's why I told him, let us sit together, discuss ways and means. Many of the members in today's meeting said they want to discuss farmers' issues. Some people want to discuss the drought, which has affected the drought, and then also flood, which has affected the death of 70 people. Some people want to discuss about Indo-Bangla Accord and now the exchange of people in those enclaves. And then some people want to discuss about the hostage and kidnapping of Indians in Tripoli, that is Libya, and some people want to discuss about the state issues. So that being the case, how can one party insist on saying that whatever we say, you have to accept your ministers resign, otherwise House will not function?
Mr. Naidu, but don't you think that through suspension, what you've gone and done by suspending the Congress MPs, you've united the opposition? Now the Trinamool, the NCP, the left, all of them have said they will boycott the next 5 days of this parliament session. Effectively, this monsoon session is a washout.
I don't think so, because they are united earlier also. They fought, some of them fought elections together, lost elections together, and then they have been supporting the Congress party. It is their choice. I have no comment to make on other parties. I can only appeal to all parties, please see that the parliament functions, and let us all try to see that the people's aspirations are met, and then issues, whatever important issues are there, they can be discussed in the House as we discussed earlier also.
But don't you think the suspension, sir, the suspension of MPs, it's an exceptional event. You've gone ahead and done something which is not done normally in Parliament. Do you believe that the Speaker now has set a precedent for the future for any MPs who come into the well of the House repeatedly? They will be suspended?
Suspension is not a happy thing. Even Speaker also is not happy. But there is no way, as she has to conduct the House. Secondly, this is not unprecedented. Earlier, a number of instances, members were suspended in 1989. 58 people were suspended from the House.
Yes.
58 people. Later, 5 more people were suspended. Then, earlier, last year itself, during this Andhra Telangana episode, almost 12 members of the Telangana side were suspended from the House, and then for the rest of the session sometimes, and then 8 Andhra members also belonging to their own party, they have been suspended also. These things have happened earlier an umpteen number of times, an umpteen number of occasions.
Right.
But they should really think about seriously and see to it that they conduct themselves in a befitting manner in Parliament, so that the image of Parliament goes up. Simply trying to find fault, it happened during your regime also and all. If it has happened during my regime, if something is gone wrong, should you repeat that wrong? So we should all really come to the conclusion, now going by the mood of the people, the Parliament should be allowed to function, issues should be allowed to be raised, and then we must have meaningful discussion.
I'm going to leave it there, Venkaiah Naidu. I appreciate you as Parliamentary Affairs Minister joining us and giving us your perspective.